An elite charity gala in New York City, glittering chandeliers, a room full of influential elites and hidden agendas swirling beneath the surface. On one side of this unfolding drama is Michael Reynolds, a seasoned journalist from a renowned progressive outlet determined to capture a sensational moment at any cost. Reynolds had meticulously planned an ambush designed to humiliate Melania Trump in front of New York's high society. His secret weapons? Concealed cameras, a team ready to ignite viral trends, and a list of provocative questions aimed at exposing his target's vulnerabilities. But as fate would have it, Reynolds had not anticipated the formidable counterattack from a young man who was as prepared as he was intelligent, Barron Trump. Standing tall and resolute, Barron was not just the son of a powerful family. He was a strategist, a defender of truth, and a master of digital tactics. As the night unfolded, whispers filled the room. Would Reynolds' cunning plan succeed, or was this going to be the moment when the tables turned dramatically? And more importantly, what does true courage look like when it comes to defending one's honor against relentless media attacks? Stay with me as we dive into this riveting account of ambition, deception, and redemption. That evening, the lavish ballroom of a historic New York venue buzzed with anticipation. Guests in elegant attire mingled under the glow of ambient lighting, while the air hummed with the promise of scandal and spectacle. Michael Reynolds, with his trademark smirk and a glint of mischief in his eyes, had positioned himself near the entrance where Melania Trump was expected to make her appearance. Over weeks, he had orchestrated every detail: the strategic placement of hidden cameras, a social media team at the ready, and an arsenal of loaded questions aimed to provoke an emotional outburst that would send shockwaves across the media landscape. As the gala reached its crescendo, Melania and her son Barron made their grand entrance. Reynolds, already basking in his anticipated moment of triumph, couldn't hide his smug satisfaction. He believed he had perfected every detail of his ambush. However, as Reynolds began to move toward Melania, something unexpected caught Barron's attention. With the practiced calm of someone who had spent countless hours mastering digital archives, Barron pulled out his phone and began scrolling through Reynolds' past online activities. What he found was a trail of incendiary tweets and controversial statements, an archive of hypocrisy that Reynolds had desperately tried to keep under wraps. In a moment that would soon be recorded and replayed on every news channel, Barron stepped forward into the circle of cameras and flashing smartphones. His voice, steady yet cutting, broke the tense silence. "I see a history of bias masked as progressivism," he declared, his words slicing through the anticipatory murmur of the crowd. "Tell me, Michael, do you always hide behind a veneer of social justice, or is this just for your nightly headlines?" The question hung in the air, charged with an intensity that no one expected. Reynolds, caught off guard and momentarily speechless, fumbled for a response. The audience, now riveted by the unexpected confrontation, began to record every second. The gala, which had once been an elegant backdrop for high society mingling, transformed into a battleground where truth and accountability clashed in real time. In rapid succession, Barron continued to expose Reynolds's past missteps: tweets mocking conservative values, insensitive comments about immigrant communities, and even allegations of editorial manipulations designed to push an agenda. With each swipe on his phone, Barron presented digital evidence that painted a damning portrait of Reynolds' credibility. The atmosphere in the room shifted dramatically. What was meant to be a carefully orchestrated moment of sensationalism for Reynolds was unraveling into a full-blown exposé of his professional and personal hypocrisy. Guests whispered in disbelief while the cameras captured every micro-expression of shock on Reynolds' face. "Is this the kind of journalism that truly serves the public?" Barron challenged, his voice resonating across the now-silent hall. "Or is it just another spectacle, a series of carefully edited highlights meant to distort the truth?" His words not only undermined Reynolds' carefully laid plans, but also cast a spotlight on the deeper issues within the media industry. As the confrontation escalated, Reynolds tried to regain control. "This isn't about my record," he stammered, attempting to pivot the conversation back to his original target, Melania Trump. It's about the integrity of our reporting. But before he could continue, Barron interjected once more. Integrity isn't found in fabricating moments for clicks, he retorted sharply. Integrity is about accountability, about standing up to your own past and owning it. With that, Barron pulled up another series of screenshots from Reynolds's phone, displaying a series of damning messages and deleted posts that revealed his attempts to manipulate narratives for personal gain. By now, the entire room was on edge. The subtle nods and murmurs from the elite crowd were evidence of a growing consensus. Reynolds' carefully constructed persona was crumbling before their eyes. Barron's digital onslaught was not just a personal victory, it was a public reckoning. Do you really think that by burying your mistakes in layers of spin you can escape accountability? Barron asked, his tone both inquisitive and condemning. Or are you simply desperate for a moment in the spotlight, even if it means sacrificing your credibility? The questions reverberated through the hall, and for a moment it seemed as if the very foundations of journalistic ethics were being challenged. Amidst this dramatic unfolding, Melania Trump observed the exchange with a composed yet resolute demeanor. Standing quietly by her son's side, her presence added a layer of dignity and gravitas to the proceedings. It was clear that this was not just about one journalist's failure, it was a defining moment for an entire industry that had long strayed from its commitment to truth. As Barron continued his relentless inquiry into Reynolds's digital footprint, the audience was compelled to reconsider what they truly valued in journalism: sensationalism or accountability. Every word, every swipe, every retort from Barron was a masterclass in modern media warfare. He wasn't just defending his family's honor, he was challenging the very ethics of a system that rewarded superficiality over substance. And as the confrontation deepened, a palpable tension gripped the room, leaving everyone to wonder, in an era dominated by viral moments and digital facades, who really holds the power? Is it the manipulator of narratives or the one unafraid to expose the truth behind them? As the night drew to a close, the consequences of that electrifying confrontation became all too clear. Michael Reynolds, whose career had been built on a series of calculated controversies, found himself standing exposed, his entire digital history laid bare for the public to see. With each incriminating tweet and every contradictory statement, Reynolds's credibility disintegrated before the eyes of the assembled elite and the millions watching online. Barron Trump, with his measured tone and unwavering confidence, delivered the final blow. Real journalism, he declared, is not about creating sensational moments for the sake of clicks. It is about upholding truth and ensuring that those in power are held accountable for their actions. His words, imbued with a quiet yet undeniable authority, resonated deeply with everyone present. It was a stark reminder that in the digital age, no one is immune from the consequences of their actions. In the aftermath, the fallout was swift and severe. Reynolds' outlet, once proud of its aggressive style, was forced to confront the reality of its compromised integrity. Rumors of internal investigations, sudden drops in viewership, and a cascade of negative press painted a grim picture of a career in freefall. The hashtag #Reynolds Exposed began trending, and soon every major media platform was abuzz with discussions about the night's dramatic events. Meanwhile, Barron's reputation soared. Media outlets and academic institutions alike hailed his performance as a watershed moment in modern journalism. Invitations to speak on panels about media ethics and digital accountability flooded in, with experts eager to learn from his exemplary handling of the situation. Yet through it all, Barron remained characteristically modest, attributing his success to a rigorous commitment to truth and a deep-seated belief in the power of accountability. Melania Trump, ever the pillar of strength, later remarked in a private interview, "It's not just about one night, it's about setting a precedent, a reminder that no matter how powerful someone may seem, the truth will always find a way to emerge." Her words resonated with countless viewers, reinforcing the idea that even in the face of overwhelming opposition, integrity and transparency would ultimately prevail. Before we close, I want you to reflect on this. Are you content with a world where superficial victories are celebrated? Or will you stand for a reality where every action is measured against the yardstick of truth and accountability? In today's fast-paced digital era, the choices we make, both as media consumers and as creators, define the legacy we leave behind. So, I ask you, will you be a passive observer, or will you join the movement toward a more honest, courageous form of storytelling? If this story struck a chord with you, please show your support by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and leaving your thoughts in the comments below. Let's ignite a conversation about the future of journalism, one where accountability is not just an ideal but a lived reality. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay curious, and never stop questioning the narrative. This is the story of how one calculated ambush transformed into a powerful statement of integrity, a reminder that in the battle for truth, sometimes the most unexpected hero emerges to rewrite the rules of the game.